Good evening, everyone. It's a record many are probably hoping we don't break.
We are inching closer to the snowiest March on record. WDAY News reporter Matt Henson joins us live from the Red River as everyone is wondering how high it will rise this spring. Matt?
Well, Dan and Kirsten, with that 6 inches of fresh powder overnight, this March is now the third snowiest on record here in Fargo. Number 1 and number 2 saw historic flooding that spring. However, the weather experts say it's still too early to predict what will happen this spring. As soon as 13-year-old Keaton Young got off the school bus today, he got right to work.
Not a lot of people that will do this, so I thought I might as well do it to help out.
The Moorhead 8th grader is trying to find and clear out the neighborhood storm drain.
Try to walk in through a giant puddle of wet to get to home.
To help control the street flooding by his bus stop.
People need to have common courtesy about this because there's been multiple people coming ripping through here and I get soaking wet.
With several inches of snow overnight in Fargo, that bumped us up to just over 21 inches for the month, the third snowiest March in Fargo. The snowiest March in Fargo was in 2009, and number 2 was in 1997. Both of those years saw historic spring floods.
It's really an unfair comparison.
That's because Wheeler says in 2009, not only was there an extra 7 inches of snow, but also a storm that dumped 2.5 inches of rain during the month of March. A big force behind the 97 flood, a big ice storm and blizzard in early April. Despite all of the snow this month, when you look at the total precipitation, this March only ranks 21st.
You have to look at the water content of the snow. And how much snow fell in March is really only a very small part of that. You know, this particular winter, we didn't get much snow in January or February. It's mostly been December and March that have been very snowy. And we don't have the kind of water in the snowpack that we did in those record flood years.
We haven't found it yet.
After chipping away at the snow and ice for more than half an hour, Keaton was unable to find the storm drain before his dad called him home. But he promises to be back at it soon to stop the street flooding in his neighborhood.
I hope I find it. Otherwise, we're going to have to wait for it to melt.
Now, the National Weather Service in Grand Forks will release another spring flood outlook tomorrow. You may remember in the one they released 2 weeks ago, they did say the threat of major flooding in Fargo this spring is growing. Reporting live from along the Red River in downtown Fargo, Matt Henson, WDAY News.